Alright, so this is going to be a video on how to get set up set up the Firebase login, specifically email login and Google sign-in. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your Gradle file, and it's this one, and you're going to want to add some things here. So go to your plugins. Let's add this. ID, Google services. We need the Google services for this. So once we've added this, we're done on this Gradle file. Let's open the other Gradle file, which is this one. Alright, we're gonna add that Google services to the plugins right here. Right there. This is all the way at the top. Alright, next thing, we're gonna apply that plugin. So go all the way to the bottom and add that to apply the plugin. Then we want some dependencies. So let's add the Firebase dependencies right there. These are the ones you want. You need this one, and then I want the UI that comes from Firebase. I just want to use that one, and so add those two dependencies as well, but you definitely need this one. Once you have that done, go ahead and click sync. Alright, now that that's done syncing up, I can close this, close that. Alright, go to your launch activity, which for me is main activity. Alright, so once you're in here, we want a sign-in launcher. Alright, so let's make that private val sign-in launcher, and that is, call it register for activity result. And it's a Firebase UI, let's see, auth UI activity result contract. There you go. So get the result. It's a lambda function. All right, and we're going to call this dot on sign in result and pass the result. All right, so now we got to make this function, create that function. I don't like that short of a name. Let's do result. Okay, let's make that function now. All right, so we'll do if result, that result code is equal to result OK. And you can see what this is. This is -1. Oops. All right. All right, so if it's okay, we're going to get an instance of the user. We'll call it Firebase user. Firebase auth, and then we want to get an instance, and then current user. And if it failed, we're just going to log that out. Actually, let's make that tag first. Okay. All right, so next we need to we have to initialize Firebase, and we'll do that right here. Get instance, actually no, oops, we have to do initialize app, and we want to pass it the context. which is this. Okay. Alright, so once we've done that, you see here we set content, we got the theme, the surface, and this is the UI. I'm just going to add it below right there. Alright, so let me show you what I added. So first, when the app starts up, onCreate's called. We initialize the Firebase app, and then go into set content. Now in here, we check to see if there is an instance of the current user. If there's not, if it's null, then we want to go into this block of code right here. So action code settings, we get a builder, we got to set the package name, install if not available, true, minimum version, null. Alright, set handle code in app, this is true. And then set URL, this URL needs to be whitelisted, and then we call build on this object. Then we want to make providers, which email or which providers are going to be available. So the first one is the email UI option. You do that right here, auth UI, IDP config, email builder, enable email sign-in link, and you build that. And then you get this array list of providers, and I add this email UI, and then here I'm adding the Google builder right there. And then we want to build the sign-in intent. So auth UI, get an instance, create the intent builder, always show sign-in method. I set it to true. You can change it to false. Set the logo, the app logo right there, default provider. No default provider. Let's see. And then you set the available providers right here, which is this array list. Is smart lock enabled? That's a feature built into some phones. You can look that up. And then we call signinlauncher.launch. If it doesn't work, I want to make this function. Or if we don't need to, if the user's already signed in, like if you set this is smart lock enabled to true, and they launch the app and they're already logged in, the smart lock knew, like that person's already logged in, then it'll skip all that because Firebase instance, it will not be equal to null, and it'll execute this block of code. So let's make that function for let's see, navigate to home screen. Alright, we want to get an instance of, actually let's just get an intent, and we'll make a new activity. Okay, let's import these. Alright, now let's make a new compose activity called home activity. Alright, and let's see, that got added. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to add the Google Services JSON. So go into Firebase, you're going to log in, and then you're going to go here, click project settings. I'm assuming you already created an Android project. If you haven't, do that first. And then this is what you need to do. You'll get here when you go through setting up the authentication. The instructions are right there if you forgot. But the only thing you really need for that is you need the package name, which is available. It's going to be that. So com dot, usually two words separated by a period. So you'll need that, and then you're going to need a signing report. So to get the sign, it needs your signing fingerprint. So you do, what is it, Gradle signing report. So you run this command, and it will spit out your fingerprint, your SHA-256 fingerprint. You copy and you paste that right here, and you add that fingerprint, and then you're going to want to download the Google Services JSON. And once you've done that, you take that JSON, you're going to grab it, and you're going to put it in the app directory right there. Alright, there it is. Once it's in, let's run it and see if that worked. There we go. Signed in. And there's our next activity. So that's how you do sign in for Google sign in or email sign in with Firebase.